seems to be some intelligence. But because present day society of humans is so wrapped up in temporary sense gratification, they've lost their intelligence. They've lost the ability to think clearly about important things, like who am I? How is the universe going on? Who created the universe? What's the goal of life? It's just taken as a kind of default setting that the purpose of life is just to enjoy one's individual senses as far as possible. Try to put off death as long as you can. When you die, no one knows. That's the way many of us have been brought up to think. So that means we're not thinking very clearly. Someone may say, well, it's beyond my capacity. I can't. How can I understand? How can I figure out the origin of the universe, whether there's a supreme being or... Yes, we cannot figure it out by ourselves. But when we hear from authorities, advanced, intelligent personalities, Mahajanas they're called. Maha means great, and Jana means persons. So, there are Mahajanas, great learned sages, who know all these things. How do they know these things? Because they've heard from their spiritual masters. And their spiritual master has heard from their spiritual master. And the original source of knowledge is Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna is the origin of everything. He's the origin of everything material and everything spiritual. He's the controller of time. He knows past, present, and future. Everything, all the energies that we have, such as electric energy, or sound, or light, or air, fire, all these energies are coming from him. They're his emanations. He's completely controlling everything. He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Everyone's looking for him, but most people don't know how to find him, or they don't think that the origin is a person. And the reasoning they give for thinking that how could the origin be a person, they say, how could a person be the source of a universe or millions of universes? How is it possible? A person's just a small being, it's limited, has a beginning and a middle and an end. So the problem with this logic is it's compared to the frog in the well. It's frog in the well logic. So frog in the well logic means that there was a frog. He was a doctor, Dr. Frog. And he lived in a well. A little 3-foot well. And one day one of his other frog associates came into his well and said, Dr. Frog, I've seen the ocean. I've gone to the ocean. And Dr. Frog said, yes, tell me about it. I'm eager to hear. The frog said, this body of water is so vast, it's practically indescribable. And Dr. Frog said, yes, is it bigger than my well? Bigger than your well, Dr. Frog. Your well is just 3 feet across. This ocean that I saw is so vast. Is it twice as big as my well? Okay, come on, 3 times as big? All right, 10 times as big? And each time he kind of puffed up his air sac. And as he kept trying to estimate the size of the ocean, he burst. He just burst. That's the end of the story. So, the problem here was, Dr. Frog had never been to the ocean. He had heard something about the ocean, but he didn't really know what it was. And when he heard that it was great, he was willing to accept that. But how did he accept it? In terms of his experience. His experience was so limited because generally you don't see frogs in the ocean. Have you ever seen a frog in the ocean? No, they don't go to the ocean. So obviously he hadn't, the other frog was just visiting. But generally they don't go to the ocean. So his experience was so limited. And he was attached to his limited experiential knowledge that everything he heard, he filtered through that. Is it my well? Is it bigger than my well? Just like we do. We hear Krishna is the source of the universes. Krishna, that's a person? Yes. Oh, a person like me. Not exactly a person like us. There are some similarities. He's a person, we're a person. But there's also some dissimilarities. We're a tiny, limited living being, and he's unlimited. He's Vibhu, he's great, and we're very small, infinitesimal. Just like the spark of the fire, big forest fire. Could we say that the spark of the fire is fire? We could say it's fire. Could we say it has the same qualities as the forest fire? Yes. But in a limited capacity, quantity-wise, it has some heat, it has some light, but it's not the whole forest fire. The ocean and the drop of the ocean are the same in quality, but not in quantity. The living entities, the spiritual beings, are equal with Krishna in quality. In that we have consciousness, he has consciousness. He's eternal, nityo nityana, chaitanas chaitananam. He's eternal, we're eternal. He's conscious, we're conscious. But he maintains all the living entities. One maintains all. So that you can say we're one with God, we're one with Krishna in some capacity, but not completely exactly one. Because we're different too. Achintya, abheda tattva. Simultaneously, we're one and different from him. Or to be more exact, he is one and different from everything. Because if everything comes from him, in one sense, everything is him. But in another sense, it's separate. So this is the inconceivable nature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This reconciles all the questions that we have, that anyone can have. And these unanswered questions need to be answered. We need to know these answers in order to steer our voyage through life. Because there's another thing called the law of karma that works under Krishna too.